I think we should go now. Clear the clear.
Do I win this?
Like, no. Go wide right. I'm gonna scan him for you.
Okay. F30. Eagle cancelled.
Scanning.
Cover this guy. Kill him.
Yeah.
Move. Blocking shots.
I can see. Nice.
In front of us.
Hold the whole space.
In front of us. Yeah.
I can
team on right side. We can kill team on right side. No, team right side. Wall of the doorway, okay? And reinforce it. Last. Later you walk up left. Wall of the doorway, okay? And reinforce it.
Okay. Yes.
All left side is free for you. All left side is free for you.
Then I'm playing it.
Nice, they're gonna play the roof. The door's gonna...
Yeah, the on roof ready. They're already on roof.
Yeah, it's fine. We need to get the team on roof killed. Because we can't drain first that if they're on roof.
No, I can win it off though and then do it. Okay,
yeah, it's fine. We have still time. Listen, spam. If you have spam nades and the spam kills on...
One light on the... Yeah.
Give me one.
I'm giving Q1 light on the... Yeah.
Try to kill the team on roof.
Yeah, I'm gonna do it soon, I think.
They'll fight each other, yeah. But we also need to use this wall, so we will like... So it's good for us also to play.
Yeah, I know how to do it.
You should do it soon. I'm gonna
do it now.
Yeah. And go reinforce.
Wait, there's a zero. I don't know if I can.
Okay. I'm tilting also.
I'm doing it. I reinforced it. Running back.
Look up. Don't leave. Shoot up.
Burning.
Play up. Crouch.
Burning. 60 on 2. They're hitting me. I'm burning.
Shoot fucking fuel. They will fight. Just chill. One HP share.
What's on 100? How are they not fighting?
I don't know.
No.
I heard from that.
No way. How are they not fighting?
I don't know how you could win.
Dia, the solo of Totem. The solo on the roof that started a fight was so aware of the entire time. We need to take down the team on the roof. But can we talk about the utilization of the Dark Veil and reinforcement?
They're fighting right down here. Sin is going to win. Passion goes down. Horizon and Amaz will fall with 0-0 being taken down by Lufka. They're nice and content here in this building. They can play at least one more zone, and they'll have to slowly move out. It's going to be tough to get in, and I like a Sin spot here, despite people knowing exactly where they are.
And they're one of only 2 full squads left. Unless 2R1C have been able to pick back their comrade, Ascend and Vortex on opposite sides of this ring are the ones in the most danger. And look at where this ring is pulling as well, straight out into the open. It's going to have to be a massive fight, but specifically for Ascend, who have to take on 3 different squads.
Nags finally goes down. Ascend, can they do it? And Ascend to the top. Let's listen in and find out if they can be the victors of match number 2.
10 seconds, we need to figure out something, Cas.
We're just gonna send it. Wait.
From inside or balcony? I think we sent from inside.
No, silent. Let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Shit, nice job.
Go outside. Get space. We need to get space.
Fuck, I got this one. I'm popping about as well. I'm dead, probably. Popping about. I might be dead. I'm dead.
He's almost cracked.
Yeah, I'm low.
Well, I can say the caster curse is in effect today, but we also said VCGO, if they win this game, are starting to prove it wasn't just happenstance.
Hasn't done any squad favors just yet, but Ascend continuing to set up. Game and Gladiators, these are the 2 squads to watch as we move into the end game, with E6 ever waiting patiently to jump in from the north. 30 seconds on this next ring close, and we are all going to explode. Everybody has been setting up their next moves for the past minute and a half, and it's all going to come to a head right now.
2R1C beginning that engagement, eliminating J-Lings, who had made such a stark rotation. Every fight that 2R1C takes from here on out will be mission to their success. You need to clean your back, but you brought up E6, Gaming Gladiators. GG called this zone from the get-go, and being able to anchor it off and play it safe, you just need to withstand an EMP trying to negate, but a well-timed drone destroy is everything. Now 2R1C pushes in. This is the fight.
Another EMP!
Dude, if they're gonna take out all the fences, Dia, what are they gonna do? They need to capitalize on it.
2R1C didn't get it. E6 certainly did, though. And now ANC outplayed, start pushing up onto the game, and Gladiators. 2R1C gonna take it into their own hands and turn around to the defense. Can they do it?
Yushako with the gold PK, gonna throw down some immense damage, but it's not gonna be enough. Now Orphan, a sliver of health. We know that Caustic is gonna be from Element 6. They have been waiting. They wanted to make this play. Kinda, unfortunately, falling, and it's gonna be Ascend that survives the gauntlet on the outskirts. This is what they need. Now teeing up against V2, who took the space early on, and have a Watson gen to boot.
V2 have been waiting for their time, but good Lord, Ascend. They don't even take damage in that last fight. That is the killer instinct that we have seen take Ascend to nearly an international victory, but it will...
Element 6, Game of Drones also with a part to play. 4 squads left here. BCG on the low ground. They're going to skyward dive. Is this too early, Tiff?
They're being focused by every single team in the lobby, but look at the rampart setup on the other side of this ring. You have to focus. Yes, they're immediately going to be denied that rotational ability, so they're not going to be safe here. 3 squads remaining. This is, in my opinion, Element 6's game to win. They cleared out their back. They came through the tunnel from Landslide, and now they're pushing forward. The issue is Bitfix is going to be hard focusing E6, which will allow Game of Drones essentially a free 3-peat.
More Horizons than we've seen in all of this meta right now. 2 fighting on the same team against each other. Bitfix Gaming have had a lot of momentum, and I think that that might be their biggest benefit alongside E6, but right now they're in a tough spot. Rondon, Jules, they're holding this angle with the beautiful Rampart shields as well, set up perfectly. Element 6 on the other side. Game of Drones, Bitfix, and E6. Who fights who? And oh, Game of Drones make it a little easier. This should be Bitfix now going on to Element 6, and Game of Drones has a chance to maybe clean up, but it's BFG who get pushed by Game of Drones.
BFG is the center of the sandwich with Trix last alive, and Jules bringing in the RE45, coming in 17th place, everything that they need. But K-Swinny, the IGL for Element 6, takes to the skies via the grav lift and is going to completely eliminate Bitfix. Now turn your attention to Game of Drones, but Slayers, you gotta stay alive.
Oh, and he's not gonna. It's K-Swinny up to doing it all, and that's it. Element 6 take game number 1 on Storm Point, game number 4, on World's Edge, game number 4 on the day. What a performance from E6 to battle from desperation.
The moment they cleared their back from that tunnel, won them the game. Really laying the land here. You see Vortex go on just the south side of E6, but Vexed is challenging E6 with the high ground, and now they're just being poked and prodded by every team, and with everyone carrying a charge rifle, how do you live here? And unfortunately, you can't. Vexed completely decimates them and now has cleared out their side of the zone.
This is where we talked about managing your line of sight being so important. E6 make one critical mistake and it fells all 3 members with, as you said, very little that you can do in the face of it. Vortex may go down as well. They've already lost 1 with Robin being well and timed out, but Vex recognized that weakness and the damage they've already done, taking out EQ and looking for the next. Vortex are gone. 3 squads remain and 2/3 of Meat Mountain keep on pushing forward.
You think to Phoenix's interview, I'm not worried about Vexed. No one should be worried about Vex unless you're playing them in the lobby, and J-Lings has been holding on to this position, trying to defend it. Nag's going to have to step back, hit that bat. It's going to take 5 seconds for him to get back into the fight, and JMW, the lone Watson, jets back into the RV, the safety by the interceptor pylon, and now you turn your attention as Passion is eliminated to a Vexed v J-Lings fight.
And let's not forget, they've got Gibby Caustic, a lot of area control right now. Vexed have already done so well today, and Unlucky taking the 1v1 with the Valk off on the side, whips out the spear, finally hits the reload and takes them down for the win. Vexed Gaming steal game 5 from the lobby with the most unorthodox of compositions.
You have to think when you're looking at that composition. He's down, your Caustic down, and Nags wants to double down and make sure that they can finish off of Vex, but it's going to be incredibly challenging to make that happen. But Nags was able to get a fin so far. just wasting all of the gas traps. It is Tyler who's going to utilize more gas traps and get a reset. But Sears in the meta, baby, they're not going to let that happen.
Perfectly timed interrupts, and that's from 2 squads as well. Jailings are watching this like hawks and should be able to finish this off. Actually, very nearly finding themselves in an overextension position, and that's the tough thing about this. But Seer Q cooldown is long, and on the inside, Tyler's still just fine, picking up some of these, hopefully, knockdowns and putting himself in a good position. 4 squads left. Every placement point counts, and Matafe no longer forming part of this. I believe we've got that knockdown shield broken, and now it is just a matter of a quick swing. Not unlucky, gonna go down, and Vexed, they're gone as Jailing still continue to reign supreme. Who can actually challenge this squad, Tiff?
You look at what's left, and we've got Element 6. They survived the chaos between LCDF and Aurora, but Jailings is proving to be such a dominating factor. E6 has turned their attention to eliminating Kella Gaming, so once again, Jailings has found themselves in a position to make this a game for them to lose, but E6 has the grav lift. They're taken to the skies, and they are going to rain fire down from above K-Swinny with some significant damage.
He needs another swing, though. In comes Kinda, and that's the first frag. That's the drop from E6 as they recognize weakness, and they capitalize on it. E6 in a 2 versus 1 will take another game today, and they will end it on a win.
I told you I was smiling earlier, and I'm smiling even bigger now. Is it possible to have your face completely break from that? It was played to perfection, and Horizon was...
They might swing out now. Be careful.
I gotta put Medi.
Up and fill.
I'm with Zero Theonis.
Off a mid.
Kill these guys. Just look to kill these guys. Look to kill them. Look to kill them.
Yeah. Watch out on one.
Keep it low. Keep it low. Keep it low.
Oh no.
Coming back in from that, we got a lot of insight based on that placement, and you heard the call come in. Play for the kills. At some point, when they realized there was a team on top of them and a team holding them out, you have to play for the KP. Now, we turn our tide to Drop In Gaming that's looking to hold out Sentinels in a plethora of EMPs that are just wreaking havoc.
And another team fight taking place in the red so late into the game. Zenile, the last one left alive for Sentinels as a kill gets finished off. Drop In Gaming go down first, but Tripods, they're here to clean it all up. Sentinels are down. 3 squads are left. Furia, the final boss, are untouched so far.
We've got the dad buff IGL going on for Nick Merckx right now as he's trying to find his voice when it comes to leading the Tripods. Furia has been here since the beginning. They knew taking that initial fight, fighting for the high ground of the mill against Complexity is leading them to take a victory here. This is their game to lose, in my opinion, Dia.
Watson's on a massive flank right now, and let's not forget that this is one of those teams that has not given up the Seer, that has interrupts, has full information, that just took down Gent, that just took down Deeds, and that will take the first game of the day. Furia, the final boss, are not dead, not by a long shot.
They did everything.
And Arcane are trying to make things happen here. Will they do enough? Keon's still pretty healthy. Arcane getting a lot of damage doing. Keon hiding behind. Will he get the shield swap? He gets it. It's not enough, though. Hiratsi comes in, and Luminosity still waiting. Again, Jaguares and Nizul patiently. They've gone from 5 to 2, and the charge rifle from this distance is actually quite effective, but it gives us back towards the standoff. But this time, it's not 2, it's 3. Looking at each other from this wide open zone. Who is going to make the move first? And, Dia, I'm saying, who's got a catalyst?
Yeah, that does become the real measure of an end game squad. Who can split the zone? Who can force the other 2 teams to fight? Rise have done what seemed impossible at the start of the split. They have put themselves in a top 3 position. They are one of the teams that could very well win this game. Oxygen, as a full 3-man, still very much standing in their way. Luminosity constantly putting down the harass, and A1's still around with this this Catalyst. We don't have the data on this cooldown just yet, but we know Seer ult's starting to come up, and we may just see Rise split the map.
Very interesting. They give Seer the exhibit for the ultimate Excel, and I think that's the right play. You could have also tried to go with the Bangalore artillery strike just to be able to force one of these three teams out in a different position, but I think this is exactly why. They know that if they get the Seer ult right here, they will have an advantage over when they're getting pushed from the left side. But for me, they're not going to push you through it. They're not going to push you through it. If they do, they're almost committing suicide. They do! Oh my goodness, they take all the damage. Oxygen Esports say, we don't care about a Catalyst wall, but should they? Maybe not. Sinox back and forth with the hip crouch and fire. He gets it, and Oxygen Esports through the wall back into the 1950s. It's black and white, but it's an Oxygen win.
What? They're blind during that whole fight. The map, Complexity in an even tighter corner, and at this point, Complexity don't have the Catalyst. They don't have a way to close this gap. All they've got is a Bangalore and a Dream needing to make the best use of that Rolling Thunder to not go down in third.
Well, FaZe is going to be their nightmare when FaZe decides to turn their attention towards Complexity, because how can you not? Complexity is blood in the water at this point. They have nowhere to go, and TSM is in God's spot. So at that point, FaZe needs to realize you're playing for second.
They certainly are, and Complexity is that juicier target on the low ground. They need to find a way of making sure that exactly as Monsoon is covering, nobody pushes them through the zone. And even still, as we push onto this high ground, Complexity need to be smoking themselves in order to keep FaZe at bay, making this a target that is not a delicious one. Otherwise, TSM will just watch these two squads collide and clean up the aftermath, something that feels almost inevitable at this point. A few seconds left on the zone close. Nobody has to fight, but now we start closing this in. Now Complexity will ever closer be pushed into the line of fire, and the game is coming to its conclusion. You said TSM, Tiff. I don't disagree. Let's see how it plays out.
Here comes the Rolling Thunder that you had mentioned, but how? Utilizing the grab lift. Look at the damage from the grenades. FaZe forced to utilize the Dark Veil, but they have the ordnance to prove every bit of substantial. Verhol's able to utilize the passive to take a cheekiest line of sight. They find a knock onto Luda. They find a knock onto Monsoon. And TSM, your Split 1 playoffs champs, are here to show you why they are fighting to get back to London.
You are all trapped in here with TSM. Game number 3. They show us how it's done. And once more, TSM fans everywhere rejoice because we just took one step closer to move.
Really consistent in finding buildings, Tiff, and I've loved that about their game. XSET 2. You can see Nocturnal is definitely alive. I don't know how many other members they have, but he's been good playing in position. And Lanimals as well, alongside E8. So here's how it stands at the very end of it. Reptar and Shubi almost going down. Wildcard trying to get some points on the board after a tough game number 3. They're going to go out right now. It's TSM, XSET, Lanimals, and Native trying to make something happen with E8 Chaotic Much still alive and trying to hide as desperately as he can.
Yeah, but it's Lanimals who rotated to the bins early, and this is playable because they have Rampart. Imagine Alb gets the Sheila in 6%, and it's all downhill for every team that's going to be in front of them. They came into this match day in 14th place, a team on the bubble of the top 10, needing a strong performance, but TSM is forced to fight forward, knock a solo underneath the building, just trying to play for placement points, but Chaotic on the roof surviving.
Wow, wow, wow. And it's just a matter of who gets a little luckier here. Who makes a move? Hal, you know he likes to take things and make it happen instead of waiting for it to happen. He goes up on the gravity lift, buys some time, but the zone is pushing him in. It's looking tough. Hal goes down. It's up to Reps and Verholz, and now Native Gaming coming out. Does that buy them a little time? It certainly helps with the Sheila going up top, and that is going to be Verholz down. It's also going to be Native taking out TSM. E8 goes down just afterwards in a 4th place position. It's XSET gone, and Native Gaming trying to take it against, I believe, Lanimals with the Rampart. Can they do it, Native? One falls. Prophet. Will he get it? Yes, he He does! Native Gaming with the W here on our first game in World's Edge.
How did Native survive? Is the last man standing for Lanimals. That was the most passionate comms I have ever listened to, Dia. I feel like I'm witnessing war.
And it may have been chaotic, but it's gotten Lanimals all the way to a top 4, clearing their backs, clearing left. You heard me when we were backstage, but as soon as they said clear left, I went, Tiff, everyone is left. And so it was that most of the lobby came to die. Aberlately perhaps joining them, as from below, FURIA need to find time to strike. And I don't think they know that Lanimals are a solo, but once they find out, Alb is in for a world of hurt.
If Alb can show presence and peacock enough to pretend that he's not a solo, it could work in his favor. He just has to prevent Complexity from fully pushing them, and unfortunately, that is what happens. Luda able to eliminate Alb, but not before they cleared as much of left as they humanly possibly could have.
And look at the wall crawl from FURIA. They are not taking any risks, laying down a little bit of rampart cover, pushing forward. Just a touch more after that, and Native on the other side of this is going to have to clash with them. Complexity just needs to manage both of these squads from the high ground, lay down enough cover fire with the height advantage that they have, and it should be an easy first place.
Dia, Complexity's top 3. I just want to let you know, we were talking about at the beginning. You mentioned it. It happened. And Native, your map 4 winners are looking to run it back. But this time, FURIA is in the mix. They took down Complexity early on in map number 4. So can Complexity get the revenge as they have the ultimate high ground and all the time in the world? When the Sierra exhibit goes down, they fully send on to Native. There's a Sheila in the horizon. Native able to grab a trade onto Cody, but FURIA should be at the hands to win this.
Complexity start playing for second. FURIA know that this is their game to win now, and they do exactly that. Native go out in second, but the play from the high ground, an understandable one when the ring is starting to crowd you out of the very few positions that you...
I gotta take this arc.
We can play the side of the building maybe on the right. We can play the side of the building on the right. Like jump down on... Okay, I'm gonna go down on the right. I'm gonna go right, I'm outside, come to me, I'm safe, I'm safe!
Batting on you, batting on you!
It's a caustic bottom floor, caustic bottom floor, we gotta worry about...
They're about to swing us, I think.
Can we queue up lane, queue up lane!
On balcony, balcony.
Queue up, queue up!
Hey, Kanye!
Oh, I'm dead from under. It's all you.
You're good, Jonas, only one
Queue up
guy!
behind you, queue up behind you, queue up behind you!
Give me knock, give me knock!
There, bro.
Back in, as you can see, the battle of the building in Skyhook has turned into a bloodbath. Hal very aware that there is a caustic on that starting floor, but FURIA has moved from Sniper Tower, reigning supreme at the top. The amped covers are the only thing keeping his Watson alive. Can he withstand? No. FURIA is out, TSM is out, and now it's an all-out battle.
And not even E8 have room to breathe. Chaotic gonna be gunned down as he approaches the building, unable to access the inside. In comes the EMP. Chaotic goes down, and XSET of all teams are on top.
Sykes on horizon. They've got just a corner of this building, but we talked about FURIA being the firing squad. Well, now you're looking down the barrels. It's fun FPS. Nocturnal and Sykes taking what is theirs.
4 teams left, but this defensive bombardment is ruining XSET's day. Nocturnal, the only one safe from harm as he plummets back to the ground. In come the beams from above. LTC and Native are down. XSET take the last game of the day.
Impressively played for the XSET boys. You know, I have to think Hodsik, their legendary coach, Nocturnal just was talking about him on a podcast recently and how he respects Hodsik so
to close. So what is the next play for them? You can see they're picking that rock, maybe playing their head glitch and hoping that Horizon take a little bit of damage. And it's Bitfix Gaming who are going to be dealing out a bit of damage. But look at Ojerain on the low ground as well for Fire Beavers. He's still in this game. And Maestro, they have one player alive as well, and he's on top of Jailings and looking down.
Over under Pepsi Cola. Lionel Pepsi's going to be up there, and he could really change things in this final circle. He's going to be sneaky for now, just go unheard, unseen. If any noise is given away, Jailings will just turn and absolutely eliminate Sanya. So it's got to be patience. It's got to hope that maybe the noise ringing around Storm Point can cover for you here, but I think the cat's out of the bag. And maybe now it's just going to be a case of Jailings making sure they eliminate this rat from behind them.
It'll be Sanya, a.k.a. Lionel Pepsi. But he might have been sniffed out. I know that Jailings probably realized that there's one player still remaining from Maestro because they wouldn't have got the finish. But oh, the Kraber! Oh my goodness, we just saw a Jailings player fall to the ground and bonk his head. Nax is going to move in to maybe think about a res, but it's Horizon Union who have managed to get that Kraber in their hands, and that could be the game-winning moment for them.
Fell like a bag of sand to the floor, and now Horizon Union can not only push on in and take this space, but they can also pick up the KP, and I think it was just because the one remaining player from Maestro made Jailings second-guess themselves. They were constantly worried, and Horizon Union have taken full advantage of that.
Skynate is going to say, hold this one. The R99 spray is going to be even better. 3 squads now remaining. And Horizon Union, you can see they're all matching with the red armors. They're looking extremely strong. 1 squad now remaining. Jailings finished off. Surely this is a game win here. But oh my goodness, look at this. Fire Beavers from the sky. The res comes in the last second.
Well, they're not going to have much to throw except their fists. But I tell you what, it's still doable. He gets a shield swap. Phoenix, though, in a 1v1. But it's going to happen. How on earth do Fire Beavers do it? The 2 players out of the dropship. Mark, we've seen some crazy finishes in our time in the ALGS, but that was one of the most insane.
Honestly, I was shocked that Aurora was able to get the res on Cleave and come back. And as I say that, they're also able to bring back Sunset, who they lost to the charge rifle forever ago. I thought for sure Aurora was going down, but Kella Gaming now, as we watch KCP, a team that's going down, we lost 2 down to just a solo. Danish is the one pushing in and clearing them out. I mean, the fact, I'm still stuck on Aurora. The fact that Aurora has been able to survive this entire time under Alliance. And you saw how useful the smokes were in making that happen too.
And not only did Aurora survive, but they also got their 3rd back in as Alpha Draft gets his face ripped off his shoulders. And Alliance now can try and utilize this Kraber to really push the pace of this game by getting some knocks and forcing other people to fight. But they still hold the high ground, and they still are in one of the best positions to win this game. 5 squads remaining. Aurora underneath Alliance. Alliance are just waiting and hoping that they can shoot Aurora as they approach this final circle, but the fact that Aurora are now a 3 is huge for their chances of winning this game.
Alliance are going to have to make a decision here soon because Yuki only has 1 more shot left in the Kraber. So they're going to need to utilize that and then give him a different gun so that they can actually make a push here. They're really stuck in a rough spot. They know they now have a full trio below them. The zone is collapsing in, and they've managed to maintain height for so long, but they don't want to be the first team to drop down. Instead, I believe Danish is the first one to push up. Phoenix Legacy finding themselves a little bit of a corner to stay alive in here, and this is where everything's going to pop off.
Yeah, the other teams on the western side should be in a position where they can just watch the eastern fall, as now Aurora will push out. They are below Alliance and will take the fight as well. Good shots they come out, but not good enough to stay up, as Aurora are still fighting tooth and nail. Alliance also down to just Hackies, as Danish now seem to be the team that are on top here and should be able to close out this circle. I asked a question about Danish. I said, where is the Storm Point specialist that we've seen all season? Well, here is the answer right in front of you. They take match number 2, and they put themselves within a shout of still getting to regional finals.
That was an impressive performance from Danish, as they had to make the push up from the lowest.
They managed to do some damage. They managed to get the final little bits of damage onto the players, and Dynasty were the ones who came in to clean things up, as Nasky, the last remaining player from KCP, as everything slows down ever so slightly, but 4 squads still remain.
Also, that building looks like just a collection of Lego bricks. The amount of death boxes that's there, you certainly don't want to step on that one if you're one of these players in the lobby. And Dynasty get back up to a full 3. Should be some armor swaps still if they didn't all get used up as well. But look at Nasky. They were trapped inside of that building, and Nasky's managed to just sneak away. And I wonder if he's still got a couple of Kraber shots left, but it looks like Dynasty have sniffed him out. Nasky's going to get pushed. Can he hit a miracle shot? No, unfortunately not for KCP fans.
No miracle shot to make any sort of miraculous last-ditch effort in this final circle. 3 teams remaining, but only 2 are healthy. Heroes have only got 2 remaining players, excuse me. Looks very different on my overhead, but now we're going to see whether Dynasty can do a job from this angle, from the northeast side of this circle, as they're going to be able to push in.
140 isn't a knock. Heroes have been eliminated, though, and we are down to a shootout between our final 2 teams. There's Phoenix Legacy on one side, Dynasty on the other. One shot with the Kraber here, and can completely change who we call a champion.
And Phoenix Legacy, another team that would have seen what Bitfix Gaming were doing and know full well they had to perform here as we go forward into more match days and more matches as Dynasty missed the first shot.
Missed that shot, and Sabs is going to rip one player down with that scout. And now Dynasty starts to fall over a little bit like wet paper. It's going to be Phoenix Legacy who should take this one home. Alpha flies in. Ooh, it's getting a little bit scary. It's getting a little bit wobbly, but Phoenix Legacy do manage to convert, and they will be the winners here in our third game of the day.
And considering Bitfix Gaming were putting on such an impressive show, I was starting to look at who was
dragging his teammate towards him, getting him back on his feet. And now Effect could go to work once more. Another castle wall goes down. Maestro, having done the damage onto Alliance, having got that knock, I've now got to do it all again.
You can see just how spread out Alliance is right now. Yuki in the back trying to get some heals up as Alliance focuses on Maestro. And Fire Beavers are pretty content right now to just kind of wait it out and keep their eyes on Yuki as they know that he's the solo over there. Fire Beavers are in such a solid position behind this rock. Yuki's forced to try and get into a better spot with the rest of his team and takes a lot of damage for it.
Takes a lot of damage, but Hackett has got that shield. He's going to be moving it forward as well to try and get some angles onto Fire Beavers. Alliance are desperate for Maestro and Fire Beavers just to exchange some fire against each other to stop focusing them. And Effect is going to get a knock this time onto Tax, and now that is going to open the doors here for Alliance to focus fire onto Fire Beavers. But can they win the fight? That's the question. Yuki gets one, but Hackett has fallen.
Oh, that was so impressive by Alliance. Hackett might be able to at least provide a little bit of utility with that shield right now. Yuki melting across the way into Fire Beavers, who are now in a really tough spot as Maestro is just trying to live long enough to at least secure second. You can see how low their health is. It's now down to a 2v2, and with Alliance looking at Maestro's Fire Beavers go out.
And it all comes down to that moment. Hackett on Newcastle gets the res onto Effect, and now you can see Effect is moving forward. The Terminator of Alliance should close this one out. It's a 1v1 for the marbles. But Effect has all of the armor you could want. He gets back on his feet, and he has carried Alliance to a victory here. But every single player had their moments in that endgame. Yuki holding off Fire Beavers as the anchor. But that's why Newcastle is such a valuable pick. If you can use him in the way that Alliance just did, you can see the value and why he's in the composition.
That was
giving it up ever so slightly, and you can see how concerned they are about this rat. They keep checking back behind them.
BFG will have to leave that high ground at some point. Zerafa's trying to get an angle. Look at Zerafa. He might be able to beam down onto one of these players if they just show for a second too long. The Ogre's caught out in a little bit of a perilous position at the moment. He needs to try and get back to a teammate. The Q comes in as well from the Seer to cancel those heals. Trix has got to be careful as well, but GG will have to leave. What utility do they have to play with to force their way out of this situation?
What does Slayers do here as well? How patient can you be? How desperate are you for second place? Do you just let this fight go down, and when do you start to show face and start to get involved?
GG just hugging the wall. The frag grenades go down. Somehow, GG have managed to just kind of creep their way up. Bitfix Gaming going to make the play, though. The Q comes in. Cracked is trying to hit some shots, but maybe that's going to give GG an exit option here. Maybe GG could come out on top in this fight, but Bitfix Gaming have been superb so far today. All they need to do is close this one out, but here comes GG, and it's Hardeki with a knock.
GG push in when they see the opportunity open up because Slayers distracted BFG. The knocks happened on both sides, though. It's a 2 versus 2, and Slayers still alive and has been able to heal back up here.
Slayers might be able to win this one now. It's a 2v2. Hardeki. Zerafa's going to get harassed by Slayers. Zerafa's going to have to drop. Can he get the kill onto Artico? Slayers now going to move in as the last player alive here for E6. Bitfix Gaming eliminated. GG's still in this game. It might be a 1v1 for the win here. Slayers goes for the armor swap. He's going to get it, but he gets shredded himself for 154 and all the rest. The RE45, the solo wins it. And Element 6 clean up at the end of the game. But I tell you what, the bigger story here is what did GG do in that game? How many points have they got on their board? Was it a season-saving game? From GG trying to move in, though. Hardeki looking for KP, gets flesh damage, but this time he's going to be very weak again. And has the same outcome as the last time we saw him taken down to flesh damage. He escapes. Alliance on the move as well. Effect needed 1 kill to get to 100. It's not going to happen unless they can get him back on his feet. It all falls up to Hackett now. Aurora eliminated. Pioneers have gone down as well. 9 squads remaining here, and Hackett on the Newcastle. Looking for a finish here so we can get an armor swap.
Passion get eliminated as well. Hack is the last remaining player, gets the armor swap. He's trying to do what he can with the R99, but they get discombobulated, eradicated. They were oblivious to where the final team was that was around the corner, and now Gaming Gladiators look to try and hold this position that they held Alliance off for so long, and they're still alive.
Top 5 for GG. 5 KP for them as well. Is this going to be a late run to remember for them? It has to be perfect. They have to pick up kills. They have to get a first place finish to give themselves an opportunity at maybe making a crazy run towards the regional finals and, of course, towards qualification for LAN. But Hardecki's been lucky a few times to get away with his life, but now he's looking to take the lives of some other players in the lobby.
Well, we said they needed a win and they need a lot of kills. Well, the kills are starting to flow and the win is looking more likely until Hardecki gets taken out of the sky, and now GG down to just 2. Can they rescue Hardecki here? Is there a chance for a res, or are there just too many teams in this area?
Now, a lot of the time, the talk for GG is all about Hardecki. Well, now it's time for Leogri and Artico to prove that they can get it done as well. Artico's going to have no shields to play with. Danish are trying to move in here. Artico is dealt with, and now it's all on the shoulders of a 1v1 situation. Leogri is here. Bavis is going to move in as well. The knockdown shield isn't enough. The top 2 remain. Gaming Gladiators will not be one of those teams. They are eliminated as Eternal now move in to try and clean up the damage.
And it should be just clean up crew. It's simple. It's Eternal. They take match number 6, but we did see a lot of teams put their best foot forward, whether it be getting to regional finals, whether it be positioning yourself for the playoffs. It was everything in match number 6 as everyone put their lives on the line. Wow.
I mean, that was a great way to close out the day.
Then back off, find some cover to work with. It might be enough to just create a spiral of events that does then provide you with the victory.
Also going to see utility being very, very important here. Gent has the Dark Veil. They can cut off the line of sight here for DARKZERO, maybe force their way up a little bit closer onto OPTIC GAMING. It's a risky play, but it's potentially a game-winning one if they choose to do so. But they need to do something sooner rather than later here, Tripods, because they will be forced into the open. Res Beacon's going to come down. That might give them a little bit of room, a little bit of extra cover to work with. Nick Merck's nice shots onto OPTIC knocked. He's going to force him back, but the opportunity to move has got to be taken now by Tripods. If they want to get into this endgame, it's now or never.
Yeah, I think it's important that you highlight that both Tripods and OPTIC Gaming both have the catalyst to work with here, so they can get the Dark Veils down, and you can move freely through those Dark Veils as the catalyst as well. Tripods do make their move. They're the first team to put the Dark Veil down just to get cover from DARKZERO, and now look at DARKZERO. They are going to have eyes on from both other teams, so this is going to be tough for them, but now you see that Rolling Thunder come out just to try and create a little bit of a distraction here so they can drop down.
Big damage coming in. Zero's going to throw a few nades as well. Dark Veils everywhere. Tripods are being peppered for damage, but somehow have stayed pretty healthy in all of this. Good plays, though, from DARKZERO to get down to the low ground without taking too much damage means they can reset here. And nobody has lost a player yet.
Well, they've created a little bit of a pizza of Dark Veils here just to give them a little bit of a gap. But as soon as these walls fall, there is going to be hell to pay for all of these squads that are just going to be eventually staring at one another. It's going to be about who's hitting their shots, who's got the utility still to use.
And it might be Tripods who have the best range on this. It looks like DARKZERO have decided in second place here with some KP, which leaves the door open for Tripods to move in and clean up in this final moment. Tripods are your champions. They will take home game number 1 here, and that is their first ever win in the Apex Legends Global Series Pro League.
I was about to say, correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's the first time we've seen a victory from them. And, you know, we
just ult these guys and we combo them. There's one guy far back. Wait, on the Casino. They have to just give me ult left. They have to things.
Might be able to walk up on this rock. I don't know.
70. They have to just give me ult left. They have to move first.
All right, I'm throwing it.
Try and get as deep as you can.
Pop in the bat and then I'm throwing it, okay?
Yep.
Throwing it now.
70.
It should do something decent.
One far left.
Do you want to just slide down and play for the KP on that?
Yeah, we have to.
All right, Weaver all
Give us a wall. Give us a wall.
They walled. Yep. Crack hit one.
Bubble here. I want to set up here.
Coming. Crack. Holding you. 80 on one. I'm holding bubble right now. No,
I'm on skin.
Holding you. 80 on one. I'm bubbling and betting.
You're fine. I'm playing forward.
Yep. This team's gonna smug out on our right. We might just have to play for KP. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we have to.
Popping a med kit.
They're arcing.
Popping a med kit. Nades on us.
Staying forward, waiting.
They're getting cracked. We can play our time.
Hill, you're on your own.
Wall's gone.
Hit 100. They're getting farmed. We can play it right. Focus right. Batting.
Yep, I'm holding you. You're good.
It's a solo on the left and a full 3 on the right.
Heard.
He's a bow. Farming me on the right.
I hit him 90 right. I'm here with you.
100.
They're hiding behind knockdown. Bring it enemy right. Dead. And bubble one.
He's one.
Above me. Dead. And bubble.
We have to...
Okay, we had a wipe left. They're knocked down.
Back and forth battle with OXG, Furia, and Optic, but in the end, it is Furia who had the positioning all along, who close out match number 2. It all came down to the direction that...
I don't have a mech kit or a bat.
Medkit, bat. We're still in.
Yep, we're still in.
Am I in here?
How long the port?
I don't know. It's at 9% right now.
Okay. Do you need ammo?
I need energy. Energy and batteries. You're getting shot right now.
Yeah.
They're still safe in that corner, by the way, so they're chilling.
Here.
Yep.
Energy. Cells.
Thank you.
Bats.
There's a car and a...
Yeah, just chill.
I'm ultimate safe on me here.
Yep.
You have a good head glitch on me.
Just holding.
Yeah, just chill.
I'm ultimate safe on me here.
2-7.
Yeah.
2-7, by the way, boys. 2-7.
I'm gonna be 2-7 as well. I'm hitting a syringe.
Wait, can we kill this team right here? I'm nading this.
Yeah.
I'm throwing a nade at this. I only did 17. Should we break that gen right here?
We could play it, I think.
Wait, is there a team there?
There's no one there.
I don't see anyone.
There's a rat right here.
Where?
In this corner.
Kill. 3, 2, 1. Okay.
That was Gildy.
In a white armor. I had 3 cells, no bats, no mech kits.
Here's a bat.
Wait,
cat line out on us.
I don't think they're pushing.
They walled us. They just walled us off.
Yeah. Cirque. Where is it?
I got the ult.
Shredded.
You're good.
I'm red.
Healing. They're gonna push us. Use zero.
I don't zero on this.
Okay.
Nice. A lot of damage.
Dead.
A lot of damage. Last guy. It's 1v1.
He died the zone.
No, he didn't.
Give me XSET eliminated, but what a run that was. Glitch Energy. Or XSET eliminated, but what a run that was. Glitch Energy now making their run towards this endgame. 2 squads remaining. They're going to clean up the final pieces that are left. And Glitch Energy will close out game number 3 here on Storm Point. Lawrence Pick looking pretty strong in that game down.
Yeah, after a frustrating match 2, Glitch Energy make up for it here in match number 3 by getting...
Yeah, just got to hope they can zone someone out. But now you're going to see the cat wall going down. You're also seeing Catalyst Q, the piercing spikes being put on the floor. So Rise have got to play this one very, very carefully. Last thing you want to do is show a little bit too much here and allow Optic to pick one of you. Optic decides, you know what, we're going to come to you. Optic, unfortunately, will have one taken down. Rise playing their advantages extremely well, but now Redzy goes down as well. It's a 1v1 here. A1's is going to win it. Optic will be eliminated. Rise survive.
That was a huge fight for Rise to be able to clean that up, and they had to make the decision to at least take the fight because there's only so much time left before the zone starts shrinking down, and it was going to be forced upon them. They wanted to take it on their own terms. It gives Rise not only enough time to reset, but to get some more loot in their hands before they push out into the clutches of 100 Thieves, OXG, and Glitch Energy, all just waiting for them to make an appearance.
Yeah, Ride's got to go pretty quickly, though, because that zone is closing, and that is going to burn away at those meds. They need to get out that window ASAP. And they're going to be armor checked by the CAQ as well. So then 100 Thieves are going to know there's a team there. GE, Glitch Energy, having a little poke, having a little prod at 100 Thieves as well. But nobody wants to show. But there's the portal from Redzy. And that is going to allow them to escape without taking any damage on the cross.
That's massive, and that side of the zone on the high ground is completely wide open. They've got OXG below them, and they'll be able to see that as soon as they are out there. They just have to survive the onslaught from the teams across the way.
Skynade's coming from Oxygen. They were ready for this. ARCSTAR's getting thrown. Rise explode into death boxes and will fall. Even though the portal looked good, Oxygen heard it. The rest of the lobby saw it, and they were able to just flush them out with a combination of grenades. And now Oxygen Esports, who have picked up a good amount of KP in this game, 5 to their name, are looking for more as Hill goes in first.
Ooh, 100 Thieves go down. Oxygen Esports and Glitch Energy, the last two remaining teams here. Glitch Energy once again biding their time and waiting for the game to come to them. And Glitch Energy close out match number 4.
Very impressive from Glitch Energy. A very good day for them so far. And like you said, perfect. The patience. They just had to let the lobby in front of them do the work for them. The damage was done in front of them.
Can we go play the blue stuff or my wall's gonna go down soon?
I'm probably
Yes.
Kill its Wraith!
Yeah, look
right then!
Look across. Play inside the bin if we need.
I'm here.
Throwing them across. Throwing them. Look up.
Yeah, careful.
Yep, we're chilling.
Really safe on me as well.
You can nade them here. I just hit them with it.
Play on me if you need help.
Play behind me.
Wait, they're peeking the back now. I cracked them.
It's fine. I'm just holding this.
I got canceled. I'm out of bath. Four cells.
I have 1 cell.
Just play. If you play in here, hug right side. I beamed him.
It's a solo here.
He's not dying. Look at that guy. 3. Wait.
It's a solo here. We might want to kill this guy for third.
Yeah. I'm down.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Dropping on his head.
100.
Dead.
I swapped. I'm going back.
Yeah, run back.
Getting in the box. Can you zero, please?
2%.
Oh, shoot. We're dead, boys. We're dead.
They're on us.
Oh, my knock. Play my knock.
No,
Good try.
Nice.
Well, great listening and great plays again from Glitch Energy. It's not a win down, but they're into the top 3 as now we see OPTIC versus FURIA for the win.
Yeah, it looks like FURIA have managed to take the advantage, but there is going to be a knock to Pandas, but it doesn't matter because FURIA will get the final kills and will reinstate how good a team they are when it comes to these final circles. And it's been about FURIA, it's been about Glitch, it's been about OPTIC, all the big boys.
Over at Trials, who would have seen this zone and thought, this is a good game for us. They control the entire northern side of things. Gen trying to do a little bit of damage with this charge rifle onto the team on the rock. That rock is going to be Glitch Energy. And Glitch Energy, I mean, what a day it's been. Already in the top 5 here, Dan. Res being popped below them as well. That's going to be CCE trying to get a couple more members into the game. Shiny doing a pretty good job for his squad. The question is, has there loot to play with? The answer is yes. There's a couple of loot boxes next to him. Death boxes that are going to contain some goodies. So at least CCE will be able to fight.
Well, tripods can certainly play the party poopers here as they're going to be arriving, and they're just going to be arising into the crosshairs of tripods as Nick Merckx locked in and ready with the triple take to make life a living hell for the players that are arriving here on World's Edge.
Can they get the finish though? Are the CCE players going to be able to recover from this? Ball going down as well. Nick Merckx not quite connecting with that triple take shot. Knocks in the kill feed as well. He's going to deal with some of the players from CCE. Tripod's now forced off of the high ground. The out of bounds players coming in, and they catch one player off guard. Skill Cakes had no idea that Nick Merckx was dropping in from behind.
Tripods really need kills. They need to put their best foot forward to give themselves a chance of not only winning here, but getting a massive game to try and win today's match day, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. Gen goes down. Nick Merckx, the last remaining player now, as Glitch Energy doing the damage as, again, they find themselves into the top 3.
OPTIC Gaming eliminated. 3 squads now remaining. Glitch Energy try and move in to clean up the final pieces of tripods that is left behind. But XSET, who have been quiet today, well, this is their home. They will pick up the win in our final game of the day. Trials belongs to XSET.
XSET, they moved up to the northern side of Trials very early on, which allowed them to just patiently assess where everyone else was going to go, and they slowly but surely worked their way back down. And as you said, it's their home turf. And also, just a polite reminder that XSET are the real deal. It may have